What if the nightmare you're living is a facade? What if the man who walks among you, charming and seemingly untouchable, is hiding a dark, twisted secret? The chilling case of Joji Obara, a Japanese businessman whose wealth and status shielded him for years, forces us to ask just how far a person can go before the truth comes crashing down. Joji Obara was a Japanese man with everything: wealth, power, and influence. But behind closed doors, his riches were used to trap young women in a terrifying world of abuse, manipulation, and murder. His hidden tapes would become the key to unlocking the horrifying truth of his crimes that would eventually cost the life of one British woman, Lucy Blackman. Joji Obara wasn't always known as the monster of Roppongi. Before his arrest, he was just another wealthy businessman in Tokyo's entertainment district, well-dressed, well-spoken, and wealthy enough to gain the trust of everyone around him. But beneath this carefully crafted persona lay a monster. Joji Obara's empire was built on money and status, allowing him to manipulate those around him. He ran a series of brothels, offering luxury apartments and high-end services to young women, many of them foreigners. He lured them in with promises of work and opportunity. But once they entered his world, they would find themselves trapped, unable to escape. But Joji Obara wasn't just another sleazy businessman. He wasn't just hiding his crimes behind the curtains of his nightclubs. No, Obara took it further. Much further. It was 2000. Lucy Blackman, a 21-year-old British woman, arrived in Japan with dreams of adventure and a fresh start. She was young, beautiful, and had no idea that she would soon cross paths with a man who would become her executioner. Lucy Blackman, an optimistic and bright young woman from London, found herself working as a hostess in Tokyo. She met Obara during her time at one of his establishments. Obara, with his charisma and charm, seemed to be just another businessman. But beneath his smooth talk lay a twisted predator, waiting for the right moment to strike. Lucy's life would soon take a horrifying turn. Obara's hidden room, where he kept his victims' most intimate and terrifying moments on film, would become the dark heart of his operation. His most vile crimes were captured on video: his assaults, his domination, and his sadistic tendencies. The tapes were his twisted trophies. The search for Lucy Blackman began the moment she went missing. Her family feared the worst, and so did the authorities. But it wasn't until the discovery of Obara's hidden room that the true scale of his crimes was revealed. As the investigation deepened, police unearthed a series of hidden rooms in Obara's apartment. Inside, they discovered an archive of videotapes, hundreds of them, each containing footage of women being assaulted by Obara, filmed by his own hands. Each tape was a chilling reminder of his perverse need for control and power. The police never expected to find something like this. It was like a nightmare. They could see his face, his satisfaction in controlling these women, and then they saw the worst of it, the murder. Lucy Blackman was one of many, but her case brought everything to light. Joji Obara was arrested, but the discovery of his tapes only raised more questions. How many women had he truly victimized? How many lives had he ruined? And for how long had he been operating under the radar? The answer would come slowly, as more women came forward, sharing their terrifying stories. Joji Obara's trial was one of the most highly publicized events in Japan's history. With evidence mounting against him, it became clear that he had committed horrific crimes over the span of decades. Obara's trial began in 2003, and the world watched. The tapes were the key pieces of evidence, each one showing a different victim, a different woman in torment. Lucy Blackman's murder was the most shocking, but it became clear that she wasn't the only one. Obara's history of violence stretched back years. The Blackman family endured a long and painful journey. Lucy's mother, who never gave up hope of finding her daughter, spoke to the press about her grief. In 2008, Joji Obara was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Lucy Blackman and the numerous rapes and assaults he had committed. His wealth and influence could no longer protect him. The hidden tapes, the terrifying videos, and the courageous voices of his victims brought him to justice. Joji Obara's story is one of deception, manipulation, and terror. A man with everything except the one thing that could never be bought: justice. It reminds us that not everything is as it seems. The rich, the powerful, the charming, they are not immune to the truth. And sometimes the truth has a way of coming to light in the most horrific ways. Joji Obara's crimes serve as a stark reminder that even the most glamorous facades can hide a monster. Behind every smile, behind every handshake, could be someone waiting to tear lives apart. And in the end, no one is beyond the reach of justice.